Hello to all my fellow 40-somethings. I'm Bernd, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Great 40s, a place where we celebrate the dynamic and rewarding journey of life in our 40s. The midlife crisis jokes might be rolling in, but I'd argue that your 40s are actually prime time, especially when it comes to taking control of your financial future. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. If you're 40 and haven't started planning for retirement, you're behind. Not irredeemably behind, but behind nonetheless. The good news? You still have approximately 25 years of earning potential ahead of you. Plenty of time to course correct and build substantial wealth. I meet too many people who hit 40 and avoid looking at their retirement accounts because they're afraid of what they'll see. That avoidance is the single biggest mistake you can make. The second biggest? Assuming you'll figure it out later, or that some windfall will magically solve your problems. So here's my first piece of advice. Face your financial reality head on. Pull those statements, log into those dusty accounts, and get a clear picture of where you stand. Knowledge isn't just power. It's the prerequisite for any effective plan. Financial advisors love to overcomplicate things, but here's the straightforward truth. At 40, you should aim to have saved roughly 3 times your annual salary for retirement. If you're not there yet, don't panic, but do get serious. From this point forward, you should be saving at least 15% of your income for retirement. If you're starting from zero or close to it, bump that up to 20 to 25%. Yes, it will require lifestyle adjustments. Yes, it might mean delaying some gratification. But the alternative, working well into your 70s or dramatically downsizing your lifestyle in retirement, is far worse. Compound interest works less magically when you start at 40 versus 25, but it's still your greatest ally. Every dollar you invest now will likely double at least twice before you retire. That's the difference between entering retirement with $500,000 versus $2 million. Your 40s and 50s are typically your highest earning decades. This is when your experience commands premium compensation, when you're most likely to hold senior positions, and when you have the confidence to negotiate effectively. Use this to your advantage. When you receive raises, bonuses, or tax refunds, immediately allocate at least half to retirement before lifestyle inflation eats it up. Consider this. A 10% raise invested entirely toward retirement won't change your current lifestyle one bit, but it could add hundreds of thousands to your retirement nest egg. If you're not maxing out your 401k or equivalent employer plan, make that your first priority. In 2025, that means contributing $23,500 per year plus an additional $7,500 in catch-up contributions once you hit 50. If your employer offers matching contributions, that's essentially free money. Not taking full advantage is leaving compensation on the table. Many 40-somethings are juggling multiple financial priorities. Maybe you've got kids heading to college soon, a mortgage that still feels enormous, car payments, and perhaps some lingering student loans of your own. Here's the hard truth. High-interest debt is incompatible with successful retirement planning. Credit card debt with 18 to 24% interest rates will destroy your financial future faster than almost anything else. If you're carrying balances, make aggressive debt reduction a top priority. However, don't fall into the trap of prioritizing mortgage payoff over retirement savings. With mortgage rates still historically reasonable and the tax advantages of mortgage interest, it often makes more mathematical sense to invest extra cash rather than making additional mortgage payments. At 40, you still have enough time horizon to take appropriate investment risks. This is not the time to get ultra-conservative with your portfolio. A common rule of thumb is to subtract your age from 110 or 120 to determine your percentage allocation to stocks. That means at 40, you might consider keeping 70 to 80% of your retirement portfolio in equities. The bigger risk at this stage isn't market volatility. It's not growing your money fast enough to meet your future needs. Yes, the market will have downs along with UPS, but time is still on your side to weather those storms. That said, this is also the time to start giving serious thought to asset protection. Make sure you have adequate life and disability insurance, especially if others depend on your income. Consider umbrella liability coverage if you've started to accumulate significant assets. These protections aren't sexy, but they prevent catastrophic setbacks that could derail your retirement plans. One of the advantages of planning for retirement at 40 is that you have a clearer picture of what you want your later years to look like. The nebulous concept of retirement starts to take concrete form. Take some time to envision what you actually want. Do you plan to travel extensively, start a small business, move to a lower cost area? Knowing these answers helps determine your true number, how much you'll really need to save. Many financial advisors use the 4% rule as a starting point. You can withdraw about 4% of your nest egg annually with minimal risk of running out of money. Working backward, that means you need 25 times your desired annual retirement income in savings. If you want $80,000 per year in retirement, you're aiming for a $2 million nest egg. Financial planning isn't just about spreadsheets and account balances, it's about creating security and options for your future self. In your 40s, retirement shifts from a distant concept to a foreseeable reality. This psychological shift can be powerful if you harness it correctly. Use this clarity to make better decisions today. When considering major purchases or lifestyle changes, ask yourself, how will this impact my 65-year-old self? Sometimes the answer will be, it's worth it. We still need joy and experiences in the present. But often this perspective check will help you make choices more aligned with your long-term well-being. Getting serious about retirement at 40 isn't about deprivation or panic. It's about taking control while you still have significant time to make adjustments. It's about creating options for your future self rather than constraints. The path forward is clear. Maximize your savings rate, leverage tax-advantaged accounts, eliminate high-interest debt, invest appropriately for your time horizon, and protect what you're building. None of this is rocket science, but it does require consistency and discipline. Your 40s are indeed great years. You're old enough to have wisdom, but young enough to redirect your course. Use this decade to set yourself up for a retirement that's not just financially secure, but rich with possibilities. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for joining me on today's episode. I hope you found it valuable and entertaining. Don't forget to visit my website at great40s.com, where you can find matching articles to all episodes. If you're enjoying the podcast and want to support what I do, you will also find there very affordable subscription options that help keep this show going. Your support means everything to me. Take care and see you at the next episode of The Great 40s.